One other one we've been looking at was Ford and GM. So it looks like they got some good news. GM is ramping up production. Ford is getting a new smaller pickup.
Yeah, I mean, this is, these names, finally GM starting to pick up here. I mean, the stock took a break for a little bit. But if you like Ford, you got to like GM, right? The stock is trading very well. They're talking about, when a CEO, when they come out making positive statements that they're ramping up production, I think that's obviously very good. And you just got to, they wouldn't do that unless, and when they do that, they usually don't go overboard. Good management doesn't say something like that and then can't prove it, right, with actual good earnings, right? If you don't prove it, you lose all credibility and the market kills your stock. They don't like that. So good managers know that if you're going to say something, then you better make sure that you can prove it, which means what? They're very hesitant to ever say things like that. And when they do say it, they know that they can beat those numbers and they know where it's going. And they're not going to give the, if right now they're on they're running at a 9, they're going to tell you they're running at a 6 and everything is good because they want that buffer so that they don't mess up and tell you and then something goes wrong and then all of a sudden they don't reach their estimates or expectations. So that's good management and that's how they manage the stock. So stock's doing great. I mean, I think, like I said, I think this is a stock I think is very well positioned. I like it. They have a lot of businesses. Ford, I think it's a little bit better than Ford. Ford's a cheaper stock, so it attracts a lot more people feel like they can buy more Ford, and they think of stocks in that way, in my opinion. And so it's, I can buy four shares of Ford or 1 share of GM. I'll buy the 4 shares of Ford. But you got to look at the market caps and the business. I think GM is in a sweet spot, and I think they're doing great. I can't wait for them to start. All of these stocks, like Ford, they announced a new car, an EV, and the stocks go up. I mean, it's like, they're supposed to do that. I mean, that's why the stocks are there where they are, because they're supposed to come out with new cars. So when they come out with new cars, to bump them up even further, I mean, that's where the craziness starts coming in. So I like it. I like GM. I like Ford. There are call buying here. What do we got in the GM here? A lot of front month stuff in the Junes, but yeah, 62.5, 65, 70s. It's, when you're buying those, you got to look at the RR dollar here and to look to see, what type of targets they're looking at, right? Let's look at August, because that's the earnings month. August, 65 calls. You're looking at $75 here, right? Higher than 75. So let's call it 78. Let's call it 77, 78. Okay, 77, 78. Okay. So can we get to 70, 70, 78? 77, 78. Let's see here. Let's go back 5 years. Obviously a big run here. And you got to go back even. Let's just get context here. Remember, when you're looking at these things, developing ideas, you want to go back as far back as you can get. For some reason, it only goes to here. They must have, I don't know what they did there, but we're looking at clearly right here was this 42, was this level, and it's climbing. I mean, that's not going to tell us much except the stock is ripping. So I would just go back, new 15-year highs in Ford, and the level you're looking at to lean against is right around here, right? You got this high here, and you got this right here. To me, that's pretty clear. And you got sort of this level right here. It's been going in lockstep with the 50-day moving average, right? So you got to respect that.
Okay.
Respect this right here. And yeah, I mean, it's good. This didn't feel good, but the long-term story is still there, and you have a strong rebound. So I mean, it's good on good volume. It's good. See here, right here, this gap. You see that volume. You like that, and you see today gap. See that volume. That's always a good sign. Gap up, volume. Gap up, volume. It's a good sign. Trying to trade above this, right near the highs, right above this. It's a good sign. That's a good sign for General Motors. And let's take a look at Ford. They think 75. So 75, 54 to 64. 54 to 64 is how much? $10. 64 plus 10 is 74. So we can get our, $10 right around there. Okay, so they're actually looking for 77, 78. So we'd need a little bit more than that, but I don't see why not. I don't
Right.
see why not. Okay. What about Ford? Ford is one they've been buying Ford calls for some time right into the analyst meeting, which was about 2 weeks ago now. I mean, look at this stock. Crazy. Here. The minute it breaks out here, right, it becomes a buy, right? You get this type of move here. Let's do one more. It's supposed to be like that, which gets you right to here. So you see how that works? Flag, break the flag, straight up. So let's do it this way. I'm going to do this height here. Okay, from here to here, that height. And I'm just going to move it to about here because I'm looking from where this point was going to meet.
Okay.
Right around here. Okay, so that would get me to about here, 16 and a half before it finishes this. It could go higher, but I'm just saying, that would be sort of a target level of what you're looking at when it breaks out. Simple. It's not rocket science. That's sort of what you're trying to look at. Okay. So when you have something like this, like that, same thing with, you can look at it works with something like Ford. And I mean, even